If you've ever asked the question, how could things get worse, Sudan has an answer.
Life in Sudan right now, and in Darfur in particular, is probably the closest thing to hell one can imagine.
Heavy rains ruptured a dam in Arbat on Sunday, sweeping at least 30 people away. A cholera outbreak has now infected more than 650 people, and a civil war still rages.
We have impending crisis around famine. We are not getting medical supplies in, where there are health crises. But more importantly, we have to remember the suffering of the people.
The United Nations' second highest ranking official speaking of the roughly 26 million people who need aid. Reuters now reporting the World Food Program is investigating 2 employees, one for 200,000 liters of fuel going missing, and another for allegedly concealing how the army, a faction in the civil war, prevents aid from reaching areas controlled by its enemy.
You're looking at a situation where there's been ethnic and targeted killing. You've got a situation where women are no longer able to breastfeed their newborn babies the second that they're born.
This scholar also says it's an international conflict. 2 million refugees have already fled abroad. Most must head to neighboring countries, some of which are already unstable or at war. And the UN stated the United Arab Emirates is arming one of the factions, though the UAE denies this. Already a refugee crisis, Benson warns more people fleeing could fuel disruption in places where right-wing groups push anti-immigration rhetoric. Benson says the world can help Sudan now or deal with repercussions at home later.
A situation which is undoubtedly the world's worst humanitarian crisis, likely on a scale that we have not seen since the 80s when Ethiopia was undergoing its massive famine.
Sudan already suffered a genocide this century in the Darfur region. A UN official has warned there's risk of it happening again, all while the world looks away. Nathaniel Dove, Global News.